Yes, and we're back again at the Pure Essence 100 channel. Of course, I'm your host, the one Mediwa. This here, guys, is going to be very alarming, what I'm going to say to you guys. So please be attentive, hear me out. Don't change the channel because it concerns the children. Yeah, it concerns the children, which are our future. For those who are parents, this should be more concerning for you. I'm not saying it ain't concerning for all peoples, but for us in particular who are parents, this is alarming. No one's doing any reports on this. So, of course, I, your boy, have to come and do reports on it. And before I start, I just want to give a shout out to Laura Jean. I'm definitely gonna take my hat off to you. I give bare props. I like what you're doing when you're obviously addressing certain scenarios in regards to our children, how they're being overly sexualized right now on TV, in life, in schools. You know, the dress code that they're adhering to right now is alarming because they're putting themselves as they're making themselves targets for predatorial scumbags out here, and these predatorial scumbags are on the rise, and I've got statistics to prove it. Listen to this, guys. Listen to this. I went into an algorithm that shows from 2009, 2010 to 2021, 22 shows the amount of yearly, the amount of children being kidnapped. This is documented proof that they're being kidnapped. Check this out. I'm not going to go from 2009-10, but I'm going to go from 2018. Yeah. So 2018, you had 4,563 children across England kidnapped. 2019, 5,249 kidnapped. 2020, 5,765 kidnapped. 2021, 5,705 kidnapped. Slightly dropped there, but that don't mean nothing. In 2022, this is this year, which hasn't been finished, by the way, you've got 6,905 children that are being kidnapped. Now, all of these numbers that are happening, this is all by the thousands. Remember, you got minimum. There's no year that's less than 1,500, all the way since 2009. There's nothing less than that. If this ain't alarming, what is? How do you have, and this, remember, this is not showing the results or the update on these children returning. They don't want to show you this. I've looked everywhere to try and find it. It doesn't come up. They're not showing you. So there's a reason why they don't want to show you this, because it's going to be too worrying the truth. It might be too alarming for the country. But how can it be so much on a rise? How can you have a society where these kidnappings are happening on such a rapid uprise? How I don't understand how this can be happening, especially with all the CCTV that we have, especially with all the tax that we pay for the police to be doing their job. Why isn't this getting reported? Where is the update on this? All these media outlets, all these news channels, you got all these hundreds of channels that we have, and nobody is reporting on this. None. In fact, people would rather hear the bullshit when it comes to celebrity lifestyles and who's frigging who and who's, who's arguing with who and who's upset in the celebrity world. No, this is stuff that we shouldn't really care about, to be honest. It shouldn't be stuff that we care. Even I'm guilty. I've done a couple blogs on, celebrity lifestyle, things that's happening, because I know I like to entertain. It's part of why I do this. I like to entertain. But there are more pressing issues in society, and it seems like we're just not aware of these things. This should be at the forefront of our mind. I get it. As parents, we can get lost in our own bubble, in our own, what I mean by that, we can get lost in the concerns for our own immediate family. We go to work, we look to provide, come home and take care of our own situations. But it shouldn't have to just be like that. Not when you have this uprise happening. You have to realize for kidnappings to be happening on this scale means that kidnappers must feel comfortable enough to make that decision to actually try to kidnap children, whether broad day, whether it be at night, whatever time. I'm sure this is more happening at broad day. It must be, because no child really is going to be out at night. Oh, well, you know what? Having said that, this world is changing rapidly. Children are out at night. So as parents, we need to ask ourselves, why and what are we doing wrong to make these perverted, devilish, satanic bastards take the chance of taking our children? Because anyone knows, if you get caught in the process of taking someone's child, it's certain death. It's certain death. We know this. So how is it that these kidnappings have been so successful? I dread to think what's happening to these children. Whether they're going into human trafficking, whether they're just being locked up and abused and then murdered. I don't want to go into the specifics, but this is basically what's happening. This is crazy. We're in a society now where these things can be happening to our children and not one of us stand up to do anything about it. No wonder the kids of today don't have any faith or listen to us as adults. We just sit back and just, oh yeah, you know, well, as long as it ain't my kids, we can't take that approach anymore. It's not working. It's not working. Communities are strengthened by their unity. And I'm guilty of this. How many of you out there have your own families and whatnot, and you have a family next door and you don't even know who they are? You don't know them. You may say hello when you see them, but you don't know their names. You don't have their phone numbers. And I'm guilty too. I live next door neighbors and I don't know their names. I say hello when I see them, but I don't have their phone numbers. And you would think, because we have children, that we should have a good rapport in case, you know, not just in case bad things happen, but we should have a rapport because we are like-minded. We know what it takes to raise children. We can communicate on that level. You know, we can be empathetic towards one another's needs and, you know, have their best interests at heart, you know. So if anything was to happen outside, you would have more of what would I say? What's the word I'm looking for? You would have more of a, I don't know what I'm looking for right now. You'd be secured more in your mindset that, you know, I know such and such down this road. If my kids go out to play down this road, I know such and such I can phone. I know, kids down the road. I know this and that person. You're more secure. You got more of a secure feeling in yourself when it comes to your children. But now, because we don't have a community like this no more, anything can happen to your child at any time and no one would know anything. These are all kidnappings that's been reported, recorded, documented, and you don't hear no update on what's happening with them. It even says, like I said, between 70,000 and 140,000 children go missing. Obviously, they don't just disappear into thin air. Like, what is going on today? This is overwhelmingly worrying. And if we don't come together at some point and try to address these issues, it's only gonna take time, yeah, before it comes around to either you, God forbid, or someone you know. It's gonna happen. I've actually seen it with my own two eyes. I remember dropping off my child. Actually, no, I wasn't dropping it. I was taking my child on the bus, and there was a woman by a school that was if you heard the screams that were coming out of this woman because her child got taken. She said that she was talking to one of her friends. She only turned her back for 30 seconds, and her child disappeared. And I had to go looking for the child, a few other people in the area, and I just didn't know what to say when I had to tell the mum I had no luck in finding her child. If you saw the horror in her face, it made me come home and hug my child tightly. And I had to do some serious praying for her, not only for her, but for us as parents. It's frightening to see that in a parent's face. And I don't want that to happen. I don't wish that on any parent. Whether you're a good person or a bad person, I don't wish that on any parent. It is frightening to see. But this is what's happening. Police, they don't have the resources. Once it goes for a certain amount of time, when they open that case and they don't have any luck or any leads on that case, they have to close that case. They put that file away and have to address the oncoming file. So there are still files that haven't been resolved yet. But we're not going to know about it because they're not going to want to publicize this because they know we will panic. As parents, we will panic because we're paying them to do this job, and they don't have the resources, they don't have the manpower anymore. Wages are dropping. All these things are happening all over the world, particularly in this country at the moment. That's what I'm concentrating on. These things are happening on a mass scale. So the only solution is going to be us ourselves. It's going to be me and you. We live with each other. We share the same space and perimeters. So we're going to have to be the ones that are going to have to govern our children. This is why I'm so hard on kids when it comes to how they conduct themselves in society, whether it be their mindset, whether it be on what they say, whether it be on their actions, whether it be on their dress code. They have to be and conduct themselves in a certain manner because there are predatory adults out here who don't have their best interests at heart. And they will, if given the chance, they will take the opportunity to snatch them from under your nose. They will do it. The woman turned around for 30 seconds. That is crazy. This is why I say, guys, watch yourselves. Watch your kids. Be safe. Love.